Expand your mind and enrich your world. It's time for another outstanding podcast from ICRT.
Crawling through mud, army style on your elbows, running up a 4-story half-pipe, and even jumping through fire. All in the name of Conquer's Obstacle Challenge. Today we have Hank Chow, the founder of Conquer, talking to us about his company's focus to challenge participants to face their fears by conquering what seems impossible.
Conquer started as a passion, of course. I'm very into fitness, healthy living. After coming back to Taiwan, I feel like fitness culture is picking up, but there's still lacks of you can say a motivation for people to get together and do something active.
You mentioned obstacle challenges. Describe some of these.
So it could be anything. We try to be as innovative as we can, or as simple. Some could be hard for some people. Some could be fun. It ranges from anything from crawling through muds, through barbed wire. Our signature obstacle, which is like a half-pipe ramp, is almost 6 meters tall that you just have to run up there. But of course, at the same time, we promote teamwork. So a lot of it is completed through people helping each other.
What's the craziest obstacle you've set up?
2 events back in Taiwan, we had this obstacle that we have to get up to this 4-meter platform, which is 3 stories.
Obstacle in itself?
Yes. 3 stories tall, and then you have to jump off from the platform, which is like 4 meters.
Into what?
Into like a big pool of water. The obstacle we design are make you just get out of the comfort zone and to try it. And then oftentimes when you're on that platform and people are cheering for you, you just take a leap of faith, and then you feel like, oh, I can actually do that, and I conquer my fear of heights. And that's part of the thing that we want to encourage and conquer. So
it's like an experience to overcome certain fears and to get the euphoria of like, I actually conquered this.
What we're trying to create is the sense of experience, and that's whether through team working, to self challenges, to the feeling of accomplishments.
You mentioned a fitness culture in Taiwan. So tell me sort of the progress you've seen.
Well, I used to live in Taiwan, and then I went off to college. Through this time, I've seen a dramatic change in Taiwan's fitness level. Last year alone, there were over 300 road runs in Taiwan. So that is a big change from what we had a long time ago. So people are more health conscious. You see gyms, you see people doing yogas, you see people running, and even the city providing U-bikes that promotes a healthy living lifestyle. So yes, we might not be there in terms of known for a big fitness country, but I think that the progress of changing, I think that's what's important.
What about women participants?
Right.
In Conquer, or even you see doing fitness stuff in Taiwan?
So Conquer alone, we have a ratio of 60% to 40%, 60% being male and 40% female. You'd be surprised. I feel like some of the women are more health conscious and active than most of the guys.
What surprises you about them, like when they're doing the challenges?
I feel like people that conquer, since it's an obstacle challenge, it's not a race. We don't have time limits, we don't have placements, and people are more willing to do it, to face whatever obstacle put in front of you, and that's what the whole purpose of Conquer is. We kind of say that we're like life, you're faced with adversity and obstacles, and what type of mentality do you use to conquer your fears? We see a lot of that in the course, people just be like, oh, wow, what is this? They don't feel like they can do it. But then because of that, they're willing to try. And most often times when they do, and they can actually do it. And that's exactly what other part of Conquer that we want to establish, is that accomplishment, that challenging yourself and knowing that you can do it. And we see a lot of that of women.
Taiwan's coming into this fitness craze, which I absolutely love, because it seems like before, women did not want to exercise here. And especially in Asia, they're taught to be thin and beautiful in a certain way, but they're not taught being the best fitness level you can be, not necessarily somebody else. Why do you think there's this craze all of a sudden, for women especially?
I feel like, us as people, we need like a message or a trend that for people to want to follow. The booming exercising industry such as yoga, bike riding, etc. That get people involved. And I think it's really the communication and then the whole atmosphere of the industry.
Do you think it's social media?
It's also social media. That picture you can post up at the end of a challenge or something, to show off whether it's your body or what you eat. Most people perceive it in a kind of, well, it's just a showing out kind of way, but I think it's a positive thing. People want to become that or, become healthier, and it's through maybe the likes or the comment that encourages them to push it to the next level.
What is one obstacle that you would think twice about doing?
Well, I mentioned the jumping off a platform, which I'm not a big fan of heights. We're coming off one with electric shock, something the actual shock, I tested it, and it's like a mosquito bite.
Yeah.
And then we make sure we don't hurt anyone.
But if it's just one shock, that should be fun. It's like they're walking through and they're constantly being shocked.
It's those wires you have to go.
Oh my God.
See, that the thing is the mental, like we're talking about it, and like even I myself, I'm feeling like, well, I don't want to try that again. But most often times when you actually completed it, the sense of accomplishment and how you feel good about yourself. And that's exactly what we want to push.
When you started, did you think Taiwan was ready for obstacle challenges?
I don't think that people are not ready for it. I feel like people are craving for these kind of big activities and different kind of sporting activities. We're a new brand and we started just 2 years ago. We get feedback that's constructive, that's helpful in terms of how we can improve to become better. Starting up and doing a company itself is an obstacle challenge, being in Taiwan, people, the keyboard warriors. But every comment is important to me. We want to become better, so whichever way that can help us to grow as a company, as a brand, as a Taiwanese brand, we'll continue to strive and become better.
We were speaking with Hank Chow, whose company Conquer hosts events with obstacle challenges that allows participants to challenge themselves through fitness. Thanks for joining us today. I'm Amy Chan.